Welcome. Thank you for tuning in to the Liquid Wisdom Podcast, where we take the fear out of everyday life, one episode at a time. So if you're not scared, let's jump into the deep end right now, and please, don't pee in the pool. Hello everyone, how's it going? Professor Liquid here. I know what you're thinking, like, hey Liquid, you usually do an episode or a visit and you come back every couple of weeks, but I was like, no, back at you again with another episode. This time we have another special guest. I told you all, I like to change things up every once in a while, and we really need to find reasons to smile when times are harder, because if you don't, man, life can really affect you. So I wanted to get another person's perspective. So this lovely woman is an ambassador for all things positive. She is a former Mixer streamer, now Twitch streamer, and is building her platform in such an amazing way. Pouncing in to the Liquid Wisdom Podcast, this week's special guest is iSuperNovaCat. What's going on? How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I just want to say thank you so much for slicing out some time to sit with me, to talk about uplifting and positive things. And I can't wait to sit down with you and for you to tell your story. You ready to do this?
I am ready as I'll ever be. Let's get right to it.
Okay, cool. So, so it's of course, as I said, the softball question out of the way. Of course, due to world events that's going on, there's a pandemic that's affecting people in many ways. So, how's life for you and your loved ones during this quarantine?
It's you know what? I think with all the craziness going on, mm-hmm. I definitely enjoy keeping that positive attitude.
Yes.
I think for me, even in just my household and with family, I think everyone's doing pretty well. Under the current circumstances, I think everybody has been adjusting to this new normal, if you will.
Yeah.
You can definitely feel that stress sometimes, towards everything that's happening. But I always just say, like, look, you know what? There's nothing about this that we can really physically do to change it, right? We can implement, so many different things in our day-to-day lives. But at the end of the day, we really just have to take those necessary precautions to be safe and to, live a healthy lifestyle, especially during this whole thing. And so,
100%.
I'd say that. Yeah. So I'd say that under what's, going on, everyone's doing pretty well. I mean, the cats are happy, they have no idea what's going on, which is great. So when I'm feeling stressed out, I can just grab them, cuddle them, squeeze them.
No, that's great. No, see, one of the cool things about you, Supernova, is that, when you burst on the scene, there's always this energy of positivity that comes along. Now, I know that I did mention before introducing you that you were on Mixer and you're now on Twitch. One of the coolest things about you that I've observed, and of course I know our time getting to know you, is that, your platform allows you to reach so many people and help them escape some of life's troubles, by watching you stream. So I guess if you want to call it the $1 million question, so how did you get started in such a career in streaming?
It's a good question. I really like that question. So I've been a gamer my entire life. Actually, I have my older brother, Nick, to thank for getting me into gaming. And so, when we were little, it was, we started off on the Nintendo 64 and, worked our way up to the Xbox and, PlayStation and all those consoles. And, he was more of like a handheld gamer guy. Me, more so just console. But it was something that was kind of in the back of my mind, that once it was kind of becoming a thing, I really kind of just wanted to share that passion for gaming. And so it was last August when I took the plunge and told myself, like, you know what, if you're not going to do it now, when are you going to do it? You kind of have to hold yourself accountable. And so in August of 2019, that's when I signed up on Mixer and started streaming Destiny 2. And it changed my life. I mean, in 3.5-4 months, we got to like 1,000 followers. I am now a Technisport affiliate. and a Rogue Energy partner as well.
Look at
and
that.
So it was, thank you. It was
round of applause for that.
Thank you. Yeah, it changed my life, and it, in a lot of ways, because it made me feel more confident as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much. When I started, I didn't have a camera. It was just kind of me, my controller, my monitor, and my Xbox. And so I worked so hard to, really just put myself out there. And, when people would approach me about streaming in general, I told them, like, look, anyone can do it. You don't need anything special. And I gained, like, I think 600 followers before I even had a camera. And that's when,
wow.
My community, we hit like 240% of my goal towards a camera. And it was insane. It literally, I broke down in tears on stream because I was just so overjoyed. So yeah, so that's kind of how iSuperNovaCat came to be.
Okay, no, I think it's great. I think one of the coolest things, about your origin story, because everyone's is different, is the fact that, you decided one day, like, you know what, there's no time like the present, let me bet on myself, let me take on this unknown aspect of life, and let's see what how it turns out, and look at all the successes yielded you. And on top of that, with the, like you said, the confidence, and and it seems like you have a very supportive, loving community. So shouts out to your amazing community for supporting you, since the beginning. And I think that's incredible. So, wow.
I love my Nova Bombs. They're the best.
Oh, that's what you call them?
Guys.
Shout out to the Nova Bombs. That's really cool. No, that's really cool. That is so awesome that you're still pushing even now, and I guess it leads into, what I wanted to ask you, because, everyone, it affected everyone in different ways, but the widespread effect that this situation had on the community, it was pretty heartbreaking, So not too long ago, of course, Mixer is just announced that they're closing up shop, and they are going with Facebook Gaming. So a lot of streamers like yourselves who worked from the ground up in the community, building their fan base and their platforms, were essentially out in the cold, so to speak. So for you, walk us through what happened, when you found out about the Mixer situation. Like, what steps did you take, or are you currently taking, to rebuild?
Absolutely. Yeah. I actually, one day just kind of, I think it was on June 22nd when they announced their shutdown. And I kind of was just browsing Twitter, and I just see all these hashtags from all my Mixer streamers, what the heck, Mixer, and all this stuff. And I'm just like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Right. Yeah.
And, kind of panicking, because you're just like, what's going on? And then finally I was like, I'm just gonna go, right to Mixer, right to their profile. And that's when I saw their latest tweet about it. And it was honestly like a blow to the chest. This sinking feeling in your gut and your heart, where you're just like, what am I gonna do now? And when they released like their little like fact page about what the transition's going to be like, I read through it, and I was just like, I didn't know what to do.
Exactly.
I just broke down. And it definitely took me a while to really like kind of grasp what was going on. And I told myself, nothing against Facebook gaming, but I said, I don't want to go stream on Facebook. And so I took the plunge and said, I'm gonna go and stream on Twitch. And I think the biggest blow to my heart was, I was almost a partner on Mixer. Like I was so close to, being able to apply for partnership. And so, to me, it was just that, that feeling of like, you feel defeated in some way. You've worked so hard for months and months and months, and then this happens. But I kind of, I took the rest of the day, and this was kind of a buildup of weeks as well. I kind of saw the silver lining of what it was. Yeah. And I told myself, like, look, this isn't a defeat. We may have lost that battle, which is okay, but we can rebuild elsewhere. And you just have to kind of see the good in everything. Because, not every day is going to be positive, but there's something positive in each day. And so I just kind of had to take that moment to really reflect and tell myself, like, you know what? This does not define you as a person. This was not something you did to, change the course of Mixer. So it really was just kind of about getting back up on that horse and pushing for bigger and better things. And at the same time, kind of having to rebrand, because my name on Mixer was iSupernova.
Yeah.
And so when I created my Twitch account, I kind of switched up a bit. I was like, iSuperNovaCat. You know what? That has a nice little ring to it. I love cats. I love space. It's perfect. Put the two together and you can make an explosion.
And cats always land. Cats always land on their feet as well, just like you did.
Yes.
So
yes,
it's very fitting. No, I think that is incredible. I mean, I'm not a streamer, so I couldn't begin to imagine the sort of pain you and so many other hardworking people across the world, felt when they found out the news. And sometimes you're hoping, hey, that maybe this is a joke, or maybe this isn't true, and then when you find out it's real, so now everyone has to take whatever's that they're broken, so they have to take whatever they have and they have to try to come up with a plan. I think one of the most beautiful things from what you said was that you chose to see the silver lining instead of looking at what was happening. You chose to see the possibilities of what could be. And I think that's a beautiful mindset to have, and takes amazing willpower to, rewire your brain to not think of the defaults or think of the bad things in situations, but choosing to see what could be. And the thing is, you're doing this again, and you're steadily on your way. Like it's almost like you didn't lose a step at all. Like it's like maybe there's like a couple of days, at least from what I remember from what you were saying on social media, where it was like it was jarring, heartbreaking, and then you just picked up where you left off.
Yeah.
And, you're on Twitch now. Your community followed you. You're making your way. So how's it on Twitch now? Are you already affiliate already, or are you on your way to?
I am.
Wow,
yes.
That's fast.
Yes.
That's fast. So for all of you who don't know, that announcement was only a few weeks ago, and this lovely woman has already reached affiliate. That is that's an amazing turnaround. Thank you. Amazing turnaround. Congrats on that as well. Wow.
Thank you so much. When I started my first stream on Twitch, I think that was I want to say it was Friday, June 26th when I first streamed.
Okay.
And we were already sitting at like 350 followers at that moment.
Ooh.
As of today's present moment, we're at 412 right now, and
wow, that's
few
awesome.
Subscribers under our belt. Yeah.
Okay, get the subs, got the emotes unlocked. Okay. Well,
yeah,
okay.
It's been great. I mean, it's been fun. It actually has been a lot of fun to rebrand and kind of go through that whole process again, because the way that I also look at it is like, I'm not like, this isn't something I'm completely new to, Mixer was my home for so long, and it allowed me to grow into the streamer I am. However, I feel like there's still so much growth to be had. Even when you're ninja or whomever, there's always an avenue to learn. And so that's something that I'm just really excited for, is just soaking up all that new knowledge, bringing it to the table, and telling myself, like, look, I can either sink or I can swim. And so you just kind of have to run with it. And you know what? I feel like a lot of times people, I even know some streamers who didn't go to, Facebook or didn't go to Twitch. They just kind of gave up. And it really made me sad, because I just think it's so important when you can just kind of get back up, and keep trying.
Right.
And, I thank my community every single day for the opportunity that they've given me. Otherwise it's just me talking to myself every single day, but they are honestly what makes the community.
No, I know how you feel talking to yourself. Trust me. Talking to a mic.
Yeah.
No, that's so cool. Wow. Supernova, I think I appreciate, what you contribute to the community, at large. You're one of the very few people that I see across all of social media who uses, their platform to try and create a sense of unity, a sense of togetherness, and a sense of sincere concern on a consistent basis. And I really appreciate it about you and a lot of others who do that, because it can be a thankless job sometimes. It really can. People think that, oh, well, they're doing this for an angle. But no, some people truly care because they are just good human beings, that they really care about you and your situation and want to help any way that they can. And, many people, online use their forums or, for critiques, analysis, or even gossip sometimes, regarding current events, but you're not like that. You're wired different. What made you decide to go in a more positive direction? Because that's all I see from you.
Oh, thank you. I think it's more about this world is so vast, right?
Yeah.
Our universe is so vast, and so when we have like this constant, we are constantly connected to technology.
Yep.
And I feel like there's just way too much negativity out there in the world. I can use what I have, the knowledge that I have, to bring forth positivity, because there's not really a lot of that. The people who really try to push for that positivity and push for that good change, we're rare breeds.
Yeah.
So
Very, right?
So to me, it's just, I wanted to see other people smile. That was like my main intention, my goal. It's not about the money. It's not about the followers. It's not about any of that. It really, truly just is about bringing happiness to someone else's day. Because I understand, and as do you and a lot of, millions, billions of people, we know what it's like to struggle. And so if I can bring just even a small, few hours, 5, 6, 7 hours of, my day, my time, and just make someone happy, that's all that I really care about. I'm kind of like a sponge. And so I kind of absorb that, someone's sadness or whatnot, and I want to just kind of expel happiness. So
that's great. No, that's great. Because I know sometimes that you're not always like 100%, when going live, like, you and so many other people, in your position, a good bit of you, some do it as a hobby, but I know a lot of you will love to do this as a career, doing what you love. I think that's what almost everyone wants to do, is doing what you love, of course, earning something back from it, and just enjoying life as much as you can. But I know that there are some days, like you said, that you're not always 100%, and is it gratifying, that you get to help others, even though you aren't times, happy and jovial and stuff like that? Like, what is it like for you knowing that you give people a place where they can escape their issues, even if you're dealing with some issues of your own?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's extremely gratifying to be able to help others in their current situations. I've always kind of been that person who helps others more than I tend to help myself, which may not always be like the best, because I think that self-care is extremely important.
Yes, it is. It is.
So it's really nice, because there have been many times in my life, for instance, when both my parents passed away when I was very young. I was 5 and 16.
My condolences.
Oh, thank you. And it was horrible. At that time, you don't really understand what's going on. Even as a 16-year-old, girl, you're kind of like, what's happening? And so I wish at that time I would have had more support from friends and other people. So I definitely understand what it's like to feel like you're in that place and you need support from other people. So when others need me, I'm there for them, and it's important. It's very crucial that I am. And even when I'm not, 100%, as you had mentioned in your question,
Yeah.
it's just kind of putting that good out into the world, and then it kind of helps you feel better too, knowing that you help change someone's life or
No.
just help them get through their day.
Yeah, yeah, it's incredible. That's what a lot of people don't realize, man. Like a lot of streamers, or people in the entertainment industry and whatever aspect that may be, whether it be through music, art, or in this case, streaming. Take the time to realize that the people that put themselves in front of these cameras to be themselves with you, there's a lot that you don't see off camera that they have to deal with before they go live. So be mindful that they are doing this essentially for you, to help you escape from a lot of things, to entertain you, to create fun memories and that sort of thing. So if they're giving out energy of uplifting and being positive, please do your part and support however you can. It creates a great synergistic sort of situation if more people can realize that. So thank you for setting aside time to make time for others, essentially, by doing what you're doing, and on a second platform of no less. So it's not easy. So salute to you and so many others who do such a very selfless thing by doing this. So you did mention no problem. So you did mention in your answer, you mentioned self-care. That is very important. So for you, what are some of the things that you do in order to create self-care for yourself, or just things that you do in order to help you smile?
I think reflection is such a very big part of it.
Okay.
I always say that there's a difference between positive reflection and negative reflection.
Okay.
Don't like look at yourself in a negative way and reflect on the thing, like your regrets. I always say don't regret the things that you do in your life, because you can learn and grow from those things, and your present and future self can really benefit from that. So it's kind of like I look at it in a positive way, a positive reflection, and tell myself, like, look, I came from these events, but they do not define who I currently am. And all they have done is essentially make me stronger, more determined, and better.
Okay.
There's never a day where I wake up where I'm like, oh man, I wish I could have done this differently or whatnot, because that just impedes your current self.
That's true.
So it's self-care to me, whether it could be just hanging out with my cats or my fiance, or taking a bath, or listening to music, or another big favorite of mine is coloring. I love adult coloring books.
What? Oh shoot, that's cool. That's what I'm saying, man. Self-care is such a open-ended thing, and it just depends on what you enjoy. So you the adult coloring books, I guess, have like many different things. You just you fill it in as you go along, or is it like more open freehand, or what?
It's kind of, just like you kind of just fill it in with marker, colored pencil.
Nice.
Like I've had this one that was like a bunch of mandalas and like lotus,
nice.
and just kind of meditation type thing. It's
Okay.
really nice. Another thing that I love to do is I'm actually an artist. I do acrylic pouring.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's called acrylic pour painting.
Whoa! Wow! you're just a bucket full of surprises, man. I never knew. Like, guys, and whoever's out there listening, I've known her I've known you for like a few months now, off and on. I know with our respective careers, and we don't get to speak as much anymore. But I never knew she was an artiste as well. Like, so you're finding this out at the same time I am. If you can see my face, surprise! Like, that's so cool. Yeah. Wow. So how long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that for about 2 years now.
2 years. Okay.
Yeah, and it's so much fun. I love just kind of that getting down and dirty aspect with paints, and, of like letting creation flow, really. And so it's super gratifying, and I've gifted pieces to friends for their birthday, or just because. Yeah, it's amazing. It's so much fun. I have some pieces hanging up in my house.
That's so cool.
You know, thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It really is. The technique is amazing, and you can produce endless results. So yes, definitely check out acrylic pour painting. It's fun.
Yeah. Like, you know, a little insider thing. Sometimes on YouTube, when I'm not listening to music, in order for me to just decompress after a long day, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I might be in the minority on this, but watching someone paint is one of the most relaxing things I have ever discovered. I do watch a couple of acrylic painters on YouTube.
Cool.
I even watch Bob Ross and
Bob Ross is like the
yeah.
OG.
So it's like no such thing as, but it's just happy little accidents. Just, you know, let's get a little treat right over here. You know, I just
Yeah.
that's very relaxing. So that's so really cool. So Supernova, outside of the immense talent that you are, you've achieved a lot. I'm trying not to laugh. You've achieved a lot, you know, during your streaming career up until this point, and apparently in life, you know. So though I want you to imagine what you would have that you have achieved all your goals, right? Let's say everything on your list over the next 5-10 years you accomplish, right? What changes did you make for that to happen? If for all the goals that you've accomplished up to this point.
I think I would have, you know, made changes that would have, you know, again, that positive reflection of just kind of saying to myself, what could I do to make this bigger and better, and just achieve it. I'm also like a huge list taker, so I love just writing lists and kind of challenging myself as a person to achieve what I've written down, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and so I think that if I had achieved all my goals, and those changes that I implemented would just to be better every single time. Challenge your brain, challenge yourself to make anything happen, because we are such smart beings. I mean, you know, we can do stupid things too, of course, you know.
Yeah, yep.
But I just think it's important to just challenge yourself. Get up every single day and tell yourself that you can do anything you put your mind to. And I know that it sounds so cheesy. I mean, I get laughed at all the time.
I know, but it works though. The proof is in the pudding. Like, you know,
it is.
Yeah, so please make it as cheesy. Velveeta, Thanksgiving macaroni, it doesn't matter if it's cheesy or not. It's being positive isn't ignoring. I said this before. It's not ignoring the bad things in life. It's choosing to see the possibilities. That's it.
Exactly.
That's
exactly. Because you could essentially look at something that happened and be like, darn, I wish I would have done this, or I'm so stupid, and oh my God, and you know, why did I do that? But you could also just like not do that to yourself, because again, like at the end of the day, we are all so unique, and we should love ourselves for the things that we can accomplish on a daily basis. I mean, it is crazy that you go from, you know, growing in your mother's womb to a grown adult and kind of just take those steps, you know, from childbirth to being a child, a teenager, adult. It's a journey, crazy, you know. It's a journey. Life is a journey.
It really is.
You're telling your story and make it a good one. Turn each page and enjoy every second of it.
That is amazing, almost poetic. I seriously, I was almost lost what I was going to say for a second. No, that is very true. You know, when you think and look back over the course of your life and look at everything that you've overcome, no one is the same person they were when they started. Everyone has grown in a lot of respects. In some ways, that will surprise you. So, to choosing to keep going forward and accomplishing goals and having a mindset before you do anything, is a lot of what we do starts with a choice anyway. So choosing to want to go forth and continue to improve, even by an inch every day, I think is something that leads to a much more fulfilling life. You know,
absolutely,
truly. And so when you mentioned your story, you know, being written, that sort of thing, it brought forth a really pretty fun question. So, what would you do now so that your future self can thank you when all this is said and done?
Just loving myself and knowing that I'm going to make mistakes along the way,
Right.
and that is okay. I tell people all the time, like when they're, anxious or they are depressed about something or they're upset, it's okay to have those feelings because your feelings are so validated. No one can take that away from you, of course, but it's also at the same time just so important to care about you and do whatever it is necessary to ensure that you are going in the path and the direction in which is going to benefit you in a positive outcome. And, just keep pushing to be better every single day. Because, like kind of what I was mentioning earlier about the knowledge that we gain, what may have worked for us years ago may not work for us right now in this present moment.
Very true.
So we're constantly evolving, constantly changing. So, I would tell my, if my future self was thanking me, just continue to be silly, continue to laugh, continue
Yes.
to love, and have a good time.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I know the question can sometimes catch people off guard, but life of course has you plan life gives you something different. So one of the best things about us as human beings is our ability to endure and adapt and overcome.
Absolutely.
So as long as you keep that mindset, of course, there may be some times in life where things get extremely hard and you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but keep pushing forward. I assure you that in the end, you're going to be so much stronger and so much more happier that you didn't give up in times, when things got hard. So Supernova, man, like just like your namesake, you came in bursting on the scene and landed all 4 paws down. Cosmically, I enjoyed the heck out of you being here. And
thank you.
No, thank you so very much, because I'm gonna run some things by you once it's all said and done, like off mic and that sort of thing. But before you go, would you mind dropping any of your social media handles so these wonderful people can continue to follow your energy and your positivity and your story that's still being written right now?
Yeah, absolutely. You can, of course, come and hang out with me, grab a snack on Twitch. I'm on there at twitch.tv/iSuperNovaCat. And then on Twitter as well, at lowercase I, capital S, lowercase UPERNOVA, capital CAT, iSuperNovaCat. Simple as that. You gotta be kidding me right now. I'm there.
That was a beautiful pun. 4 paws up, right?
Thank you.
No problem.
It was definitely one of my better ones.
Oh, that's enough. Lovely. So we can do this all day. We See,
we could just, you know what? We could make like a pun book,
Yo, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Right? That'd be so cool. Well, Supernova, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
And sharing your perspective on smiling and your incredible story, from where you started to where you are now. And
Thank you.
I really sincerely will support you however I can in your future endeavors. You're definitely one of the people out there that is a living testament to when life can tear you down, but you didn't stay down at all. You kept going and you're still pushing forward. And I think that's such a beautiful thing to see, especially for others who may not know how to do it. So thank you for providing your perspective on what it means to smile when things don't provide a reason to,
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. Like I was telling you earlier, I feel so incredibly honored that you wanted to speak with me. So thank you so much. Like it definitely brightened my day. I want to say that. Definitely.
No problem. No, I just want to just allow amazing people who don't get the recognition that they deserve to have a space where they can tell their story and feel comfortable and hopefully inspire others. And I know your story will touch someone out there. So thank you for having the courage and the comfort to come in and share it. It's been such a beautiful experience.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem. Well, everyone, that concludes our visit for today. Supernova came in, just shared an amazing story. Feel free to listen to this as many times as you all need to. Share it with your friends. And like I always say before we leave, You're only a couple of decisions away from discovering your purpose and maximizing your potential. Please be well to one another. Until next time we meet, I love you all. Take care. All right. Pool hours are over. Don't want you catching a cramp. Tell you what, come on back for a swim soon and we can catch up on life. In the meantime, check me out on Twitter at FormlessLiquid. You can also find this podcast on Buzzsprout, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and many others. Just type in Liquid Wisdom Podcast and boom, you're there. Catch you later.